Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I'm going to give you guys my recap to the New York Knicks victory over the Pelicans. We are now 31-27 on the season, and we are also on a 6-game winning streak. We forced overtime against the Pelicans after a Reggie Bullock clutch three-pointer in the corner to force OT, and then we just get in cruise control and overtime. Derrick Rose had a great performance. Julius Randle had a clutch shot, another 30-piece from him, and I got a lot to get into in this video. So before I do, if you guys are new to Knicks Media, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. If you guys want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYKnicks_media. And if you guys enjoy the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right into the recap video. So today was one of those games where we were in control throughout the entire game, it felt like, and then at half we had a really good lead, 13 points, and then third quarter was a nightmare. We collapsed, we let the Pelicans get right back into the game, and then going into the fourth, it was a tie ball game. So going into the fourth quarter, I was really worried just because we lost our momentum and we're in foul trouble. As you guys know, RJ Barrett fouled out of the game with just 4 minutes left, and he's been the one guy that's been stepping up in the fourth quarter for these New York Knicks, and Alec Burks is out with COVID issues. So in my mind, I'm like, wow, who is going to step up in the fourth besides Julius Randle if both Alec Burks and RJ Barrett are not available? Well, the answer was Derrick Rose and Reggie Bullock. Both of those guys stepped up in the clutch, with Reggie hitting that clutch three-pointer to tie the game, and then we got Derrick Rose having his season high with 23 points off the bench. What a performance from the New York Knicks. So overall, this game showed us that this Knicks team are resilient. They will not give up no matter what. We were losing by what, like 5 or even 7 points with like 2 or 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it felt like the Pelicans' momentum was all on their momentum, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't think we're going to come out with this W. I just feel like, you know what, it's going to be really hard. We're going to have to really fight back. We're going to have to get a lot of stops on the defensive end. We're going to have to score. That's exactly what we did. It got to the point where there was a minute and a half left. We were losing by 5 or so, and we got crucial stops on the defensive end. We got another emphatic block from Nerlens Noel to protect the rim. Brandon Ingram tried to dunk it on him, and Nerlens Noel meets him. Dikembe Mutombo, Nerlens Noel, whatever you want to call him. This man is out of his mind protecting the rim. Luckily, he's okay because that injury in the first quarter was really scary. He was on the floor with a really painful hand injury, but luckily it was just a bruised hand, and he got right back into the game. That would have been devastating if we lost Nerlens, but wow, Nerlens deserves a lot of credit. Julius Randle, even RJ Barrett had a really good game, even though he did foul out. And this was just an overall great performance from the New York Knicks, the gritty Knicks. This is crazy, guys. We are on a 6-game winning streak for the first time in a long time, and we are in the playoff hunt. We got 5 more games on this homestand. Let's hope we can continue this momentum and beat the Charlotte Hornets. So let's get into the individual performances. We got Julius Randle, who finished with 33 points once again, 10 assists and 5 rebounds, 11 of 28 from the field, 2 of 8 from downtown, with 5 steals. Wow, Julius Randle had 5 steals. I didn't even notice that. And this is his 4th game in a row scoring 30-plus points or more. He is just stepping up when we need him the most. He's scoring at an efficient level. Tonight, he didn't shoot that efficiently, 11 of 28. But hey, he started off the game a little rough scoring. He did not have a field goal until, the second quarter. And then he just went off in the second quarter with 16 points. I'm pretty sure he had 0 in the first and then went off in the second quarter. And then down the stretch, he just continued to thrive. He had that really clutch three-pointer in overtime that they were reviewing. And if he got it off in time, and the referee was dramatic about it, and he gave us the point that Julius Randle deserved. This was another one of those games where the Knicks and the Pelicans were all over the referees. It felt like they were arguing and arguing. But hey, it's the NBA basketball today. Everyone's arguing about calls. But Julius Randle, shout out to you, man. You are just continuing to be the number one option. We need him to continue this in order for us to really make a deep playoff push or even make the playoffs, because right now we want to make the playoffs, right? But we're getting a little greedy. We want to avoid that play-in tournament, right? We need to be a 6 seed or more in order to avoid that. Right now, I'm pretty sure we are the 6 seed. The Atlanta Hawks and the Boston Celtics are the 2 teams ahead of us. So we got to keep up this momentum. We got really important games coming up against the Hornets and then the Hawks. So we'll see. Let's get into another individual performance from RJ Barrett. RJ started off the game red hot. He had 11 points in the first quarter, and then he finished with 18 points, 2 assists, 4 boards, 7 of 15 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. RJ Barrett continues to thrive from downtown, 50% once again. He's hitting his jump shots. He's driving to the rim in an efficient way. The one thing about RJ, though, he struggled with staying out of foul trouble. Obviously, he fouled out, and he also had 6 turnovers, which is a lot. I know that RJ is trying to be a playmaker, and I really love RJ as a playmaker, but he looked like he tried to do a little too much today. He was a little sloppy with the ball, but hey, I'm not complaining. He backed it up with his performance on the floor on the defensive end, and he did well in terms of scoring. So hopefully he can stay out of foul trouble because we need RJ at the end of games, especially when we go into overtime. But whoa, we finished this game without Mitchell Robinson, Alec Burks, RJ Barrett. That's crazy. Those 3 guys we thought are going to be really crucial parts to this Knicks team, especially with Alec Burks' resurgence. But now without those 3, we still end up winning. That tells you that we have a really deep team. We're not just one-dimensional all about Julius. We have a very well-rounded team, and that should get us excited. So RJ had a very good game. Let's talk about Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose had probably one of his best games of the season for him individually. 23 points off the bench, 5 dimes, 4 rebounds, 9 of 17 from the field, 1 block, 1 steal, 2 for 4 from downtown. He is just on another level. Plus minus of a plus 22. So he was helping this Knicks team get a lot of points and playing good defense on the other end. Derrick Rose, I really hope, I don't think it's going to happen. I feel like Knicks fans have been waiting for this moment for a long time, but I want Derrick Rose to be the starting point guard. I feel like when he's on the floor with the starters or anybody, he helps everybody around them. He is dishing people open. He is finishing at the rim. He's finishing mid-range. He's shooting the ball efficiently from downtown. He's doing everything we want a point guard to do, and it seems like he's never going to get that starting gig. But hey, he played a lot of minutes, and Tom Thibodeau gave him all the minutes late in the fourth quarter and in overtime, and he was a starting point guard. So that's good to see that Thibodeau is giving Derrick Rose that opportunity because he's a former MVP. He's a 32-year-old veteran. He has a lot of juice left in the tank. As we can see, Derrick Rose is playing phenomenal basketball for his age, and I feel like the Knicks need to continue to put him in those positions to be clutch. He understands how to will teams back to victory even when we're down. He just has that veteran presence, and I love everything I saw from D. Rose. Let's talk about Reggie Bullock because he hit the shot to give us the tie, which forced overtime. Reggie Bullock, he finished with 15 points of his own, 4 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 from downtown. Reggie Bullock was another guy that fouled out, unfortunately, but he's the stereotypical 3-and-D guy that this Knicks team desperately needs because we know how important defense is for Tom Thibodeau. He's one of our better perimeter defenders, and he is shooting the ball very efficiently from downtown, especially in the clutch. I said going into the game after RJ went down with when he fouled out, who is going to step up besides Julius and in the fourth quarter, because we're used to it being RJ or Burks, and it was Reggie and D. Rose. So that's good to see Reggie hitting those clutch shots because he had one really clutch 3-pointer, and then he tied the game, and then he had another clutch 3-pointer in overtime. So shout out to Reggie. He continues to thrive. Now let's get into Nerlens Noel. 12 points, 8 rebounds with 2 blocks. This guy is on another level when it comes to protecting the rim. He is doing his thing. He just is not afraid to throw his body at the rim and protect it. It doesn't matter if he's going to get posterized. It feels like he never gets posterized. If he goes up to block him, you're not getting that dunk over me, bro. Like, that's Nerlens Noel's confidence. Dikembe Mutombo, Nerlens Noel-esque. Give him that finger wag, baby. I love Nerlens Noel. The one thing I will say about this game, though, we really struggled with the offensive rebounds. Steven Adams and Zion Williamson were bullying us. We cannot get those defensive boards, but hey, we still end up with the victory, and Nerlens Noel did finish with 8 boards. That's not terrible, but hopefully the Knicks can start crashing the boards because that's the one issue I've noticed with this team throughout the past couple games with Mitchell Robinson out. We are not crashing the boards at an efficient level on the defensive end, and Mitch was one of our better second chance points offensive rebounders, so we're definitely missing out on Mitch, but Nerlens is the guy that's helping out protecting the rim. We're not missing out on Mitch in terms of rim protection, we're just missing out on Mitch in terms of rebounding, but hey, cannot ask for more from Nerlens Noel to step in. He's a free agent next season. He needs to be re-signed by any means because he is absolutely a beast. We got Emmanuel Quickley minutes as well. 21 minutes, 8 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 IQ. Good to see him get some minutes in the clutch. He had a clutch 3-pointer, but then he missed that floater at the end of the game. But hey, I'm not too worried about IQ. He's going to get it going in just no time. And then Taj Gibson led the team in rebounds. He had 6 points and 14 boards, 2 blocks, and a steal. So that's another guy that's so important to this Knicks team is Taj Gibson off the bench. He is just similar to Derrick Rose, just a veteran presence, but a different position. He comes from the same background as D. Rose with the Tom Thibodeau system in Chicago and Minnesota. He is just a perfect person to come off the bench with the New York Knicks. And I am so happy we got this W, guys. Wow. One other player we could talk about is Elfrid Payton. He had a not too good of a game. 5 points, 2 of 8 from the field, and 2 steals from Elfrid Payton. So that does it for the individual performers for the New York Knicks. But how about this team as a whole? Gritting out this victory, willing our way back into it. Tom Thibodeau just making those in-game adjustments, the assistant coaching staff, everything. We got to give credit from the top to bottom, with the Leon Rose giving the Knicks the opportunity for the resources, signing Alec Burks, signing Nerlens Noel. We heard Jeff Van Gundy on the ESPN broadcast last night going off about the Knicks, saying that they are so good now. Julius Randle deserves to be an All-NBA player. He's definitely most improved player and all that stuff. The Knicks are getting some recognition, and it's dope that we got back-to-back wins on ESPN. So that does it for my recap video. Comment down below your takes on the Knicks and how excited you are that we are on a 6-game winning streak. Also, comment down below a Statue of Liberty emoji if you guys stayed until the end of the game. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace.